What's up? So I wanted to talk about a current event that just took place, I think sometime last week, where a company, they basically got hacked, and then they 2.9 billion records of people's social security numbers and all those things got hacked, and then like got stolen. And like before you freak out, right, or to figure out whether or not your data got stolen, I'll link to the link. I'll put like a link in the description or maybe in a comment that where basically you just enter your birthday and then your name, and then it'll basically find all the people that are in your area that maybe have your same name and same birthday, which is kind of cool, right? I was like, oh, you have my same name and birthday, right? But some people but then it'll show all those people. And then it'll say whether or not they're, if your name is in there, in that record, then basically your social security number got leaked, right? It's pretty cool because I was like, whoa, what the heck? There's like 15 Jason Liangs, but, all with my same birthday. I'm just like, what the heck? But, yeah, tangent aside, I just want to talk about like security and just like how it's just, don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? Like, don't, like, with all these passwords and all these things. So I had a recent video about, other security things, right? And about not getting like, tracked, right? From websites. I'll maybe leave a box somewhere here. I want to go more into just like more security, like kind of hacks and I guess security tips. So I don't like the idea of using a password manager, just because it kind of centralizes all your risk into one thing, right? So, damn it. It's 11 o'clock. This is gonna take a while. I absolutely hate that so much. Anyways, I don't like password managers and like basically ways to store your password just because it centralizes all your risk into one specific thing. As an analogy, right? Let's say you put everything you own into one bank, right? And this one bank is like super like heavily like locked, and like there's a bajillion like metal doors, and like the walls are like 20 feet thick, and like I don't know, whatever else, right? Like there's most like high security, like mega ultra like the bajillion security cameras, the bajillion security guards. What if that one place got hacked, right? Then you're screwed, right? Then you're completely screwed. No matter how safe it is, right? There's still a possibility of it getting hacked. And then the other thing is also because other people are also probably putting all their eggs in that one basket because of how safe it is, right? Then you have all these bad actors, all these bad people. They're purposely trying to target that specific thing, right? That specific warehouse or whatever, that bank or whatever, right? Because they know that as soon as they hack it, then they get like infinite money, right? Or infinite whatever, right? They automatically just win at life. Those are like high priority, high target, even though it's more safe. Like it's kind of like the safety is kind of also balanced out by like the payoff that the bad people get if they were able to like breach the confine. So I would say that's the first tip. Just don't bet the farm on like one thing being safe and putting everything that you need to be stored in that one thing. But another thing is also like something that I really don't like about just like all these passwords and things like that. It's just because like the other day I was Chipotle currently has a BOGO, right? But then they required me to change my password, and like Chipotle, they said, one, it needs a number, it needs a letter, it needs an uppercase letter, and it needs a some type of punctuation or like some special character, and it can't. And then I forgot everything, right? And then I tried entering one, and they said, oh, you cannot use a password that you had used 7 times beforehand. Like so basically that means that they keep a hold of your 7 previous passwords. Like I want you to think about how stupid that is, right? Like basically what you're saying is you want me to come up with a specific password, right? Like a really specific and really like probably hard to remember password, right? And then first of all, the fact that you keep all my previous passwords on deck, like in some type of database, where like, let's be honest, right? Most people, they reuse their passwords, right? Why the hell does Chipotle need 7 of my previously used passwords? Like, think about how much of a safety concern that is, right? If a hacker hacks your Chipotle password, oh, it's not only that they hack your password, right? They hack the 6 other of your most commonly used passwords that you use for other accounts, that you use for other stuff. Obviously, I use like stupider passwords, right, for the stupid websites. Like if I'm just trying to get like a free birthday meal or something like that, right? I'm not gonna put in like an ultra sensitive password that I use for like my bank or whatever, right? But some people do. I don't see why Chipotle needs to keep that data. I don't see why McDonald's needs to have like an ultra high security password, dude. Hello, that's just a rant aside, right? I don't like how they do that, and I guess the tip to kind of alleviate this, right, is rather than having a password or like a just some random like jumbled mess of just security like words, right, or like even having like a password manager that just auto generates, because as I said before, password managers are also equally prone to being hacked. Instead, a really big tip in security is making sure you have a passphrase instead of a password. So a passphrase would be something like maybe like maybe no less than 4 words. So if it would, let's say you want, and like basically a phrase that's really memorable or that you can remember, and that would be infinitely harder to crack than just saying, oh, you need to have a freaking star in your password. So for example, let's say your passphrase can be Nemo found a starfish or something like that, right? Like something like just a phrase that you can remember. Obviously, like probably one that's more rememberable, right? That's something that you probably can't forget. Using a passphrase is definitely more, first of all, it's easier to remember for you. And secondly, it's much harder to crack because of how long it is, right? And also you don't like, and then what I'll do is I'll put like maybe the special character. I mean, you can put the special character. Sometimes like you'll do like, in your passphrase, right? If they require a special character or if they require a capitalized letter, right? Then you can put a name in your passphrase, so you don't have to remember to capitalize whatever character, right? Or you can put, you can do that thing where like, when you played games and you ran out of like, everyone used up all the usernames that you wanted to use, right? So you start replacing like the A with @ sign, or you replace like the E with a 3, or you replace like, I don't know, you can put a cuss word in there and then just put stars instead of the cuss word, right? So like those are just some hacks, or those are just some like tips as to using a passphrase to kind of make sure that you can remember it, right? But also so that you don't rely on one specific password that you use for everything, right? Because passphrases should be generally more easy to remember than using passwords. Just remember, like, they got like 2.9 billion with a B, 2.9 billion social security numbers. Like, don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? Like, definitely check. And also, I definitely recommend like checking out the website below. I forgot the names right now, but then I'll Google it again later, and then it'll be in the comments or like the description or whatever. Just check to see if your social security number got leaked, leaked. And then if it did get leaked, right, definitely start monitoring your credit, start monitoring your credit cards. You can start doing putting some freezes on and things like that, right? Definitely right now it's more about mitigation rather than about like prevention, right? Prevention, like you already got leaked, so so you can't really prevent that anymore. But otherwise, if your number didn't get leaked, thankfully my family and our numbers didn't get leaked. Definitely try your best to be more proactive with keeping your information safe. And like it's really difficult too, right? Because for certain things you need to give like certain sensitive information. For example, when you're applying like for a bank account or whatever, right? Like a bank account, or if you're applying for a job or whatever, right? You can only be as safe as like basically it's the weakest chain, like the weakest chain in a link, weakest link in a chain, right? It's that thing, right? Where it's like you can be as safe as you want, but then the moment you have to you're required to delegate that safety concern to someone else, that's when like you basically lose all control of that, right? And because in this society you have to delegate, right? Like you can't open a bank account yourself. You can't hire yourself for a job, right? So you just try to be as safe as possible, right? So like using the tips as like when you want to get your free Chipotle bowl, right? Don't use a password. Don't use the same password as your bank account, right? When you're and also when you're applying to different banks, when you have multiple bank accounts, right? When you have like brokerages, bank accounts, retirement funds, right? Use a different password for each one so that if one gets hacked, they're not going to instantly be able to link to the other ones, right? Another thing is also having a 2-factor, right? So that basically, in order to access your information, they need both your password and they'll send you a code on your phone, or maybe they'll call you, right? and then give you a security code. And that way, like, unless they have access to your phone and that password, then they won't be able to enter your account. Definitely, I would say. I mean, like, I heard somewhere, I forgot where I heard it, but like even two-factor isn't as safe anymore. So you can't just rely on two-factor. Making sure you have like reasonably difficult, I guess having a passphrase or using a password that's difficult to guess but easy to remember is one of the most biggest things, right? And just trying to be more like diligent in being proactively mitigating the damage, so that like if one thing goes down, then you still have all these other backups, right? Or like these other backups aren't going to be hacked or won't be jeopardized. Let's say you're applying to Chipotle, right? And Chipotle has let's say Chipotle gets hacked, right? And then for Chipotle, you have your email and you have your password. If you use that same email and password to apply to anything else, then basically what that means is that even if, let's say, Bank of America, right? If, let's say, they did not get hacked, but you use that same password and email combination, then they'll be like, okay, well, this person was a customer at Chipotle, and then I also see the same exact email for under this person's name at whatever so-and-so bank, right? Then whatever so-and-so bank, they'll be like, okay, this bad guy will be like, okay, so what if they reuse the same password? In that case, then you're screwed. So I guess this is just a quick video, like just talking, like just because of the current events of that company getting like 2.9 billion. I still can't wrap my head around that. 2.9 billion. Let me just check so I'm not being stupid. Yeah, it was actually 2.9 billion accounts. Like, it was such a big number that I had to second guess myself. That's almost a third of the entire world's population. Oh my god. That's so bad. So definitely like try to keep your stuff safe, right? Keep your information safe, because in this world, like, information is almost everything, right? Like, so, and also, so just follow the steps, right? Instead of using a password, use a passphrase that's more easy to remember and hard to guess. That's a really big one in the security community, right? That's a really big tip and really easy tip to kind of to implement. But also remember changing your password per company, right? So that if they hack one company, all your other accounts aren't screwed over, right? Definitely like spreading out your passwords, so that not putting all your eggs in one basket, so that if that one, like, that's why I don't like password managers, because if that one password manager gets hacked, we're all screwed. Like, everyone, like, you're just completely screwed, right? So I don't like using password managers. But yeah, those are just like a few of my thoughts on what happened recently. Just like, it's almost inevitable at this point of places getting hacked. There's just too many companies and too many places that actually need your information, that like it's almost inevitable, right? You can only protect yourself as much as you control where your information is going. And because you can't control where your information is going, because you're basically forced to give out your information in order to apply for things, in order to get things, right? Because you can't control that, then it's of utmost importance to control, or to be able to mitigate the damages that might occur if something were to happen. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I hope this was helpful in any way, shape, or form. Again, I definitely recommend checking the link down below just to see whether or not your data got breached, or whether or not your data got leaked. I don't know. I just found it off of a Yahoo article, and you don't have to put, like, you're only putting you put in your name, you put in your name and I think your birth year, I want to say. So, and then it basically checks whether or not that name birth year combination was found inside this data breach that just got leaked. But yeah, that's basically it. Stay safe. Have a good day.